Hi all, welcome back to more Unconditional Surrender. Training scenario 4. This is my part 14. Right, I'm chewing on a little bit of ginger at the moment because my cough's kind of kicked off a bit, so if you hear some funny noise, it's better than me coughing, I think. I think it is. Where were we? Right. It's the same night as I just recorded 13, so it's a bit later on though. I decided to knock out the French here so that the last couple of bits of attack, we've still got the first Panzer there. We can now freely attack the French with, we could use another 4 sorties in total. We might not want to use them all. We might want to save some for knowing that the French are getting another air unit as well. I got a little response from Sal again, the designer. Hope it's alright to call you Sal. I know I think he signs his name off as Sal on PGG, so I think we're okay with that. He said that the Western, again, I've not got it in front of me. Me talking about the Western faction moving up to Norway. The Western faction can't. If this is a neutral country, they can't move in. Basically, that's that. If it's not, if they're activated, it can. My question back to him was, if we've got the situation like this where Germany have conquered Norway, they've got Oslo, these 2 cities here, Bergen and Stavanger, in fact, there's other ones as well, further round, but they're not under control. Germany hasn't went and taken control of them. So I'm wondering now if the fact that this is now not a neutral country, I suppose it's, is it an enemy to the Western faction because Germany have taken over? I mean, when it got declared war on, it was an ally. It automatically became an ally of the Western faction. But now that Germany's conquered that, is it now an enemy country? Anyway, my question basically was, could the Western faction go and land, basically transport a unit to this because it's not been taken control of yet? I get the feeling no, but I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Maybe that's why the Axis need to go around and grab control of them so that it's not as simple for them to do, and then they've got to amphibious assault. It might be the case that they've got amphibious assault from now, after the country's conquered. I'm not sure. I could maybe see that one going either way. Anyway, without having the post in front of me, he was basically saying that the British could go up there, go into there, and it would tie up some Axis forces in there, rather than having them down there. And like we've seen already, we had that air unit up there. I mean, you could potentially tie that up there to get that strategic warfare benefit. I think for this scenario, we know that the war's only going to, well, not the war's only going to last, the scenario's only going to last to the end of the year. So maybe we're not so concerned with that, and we'd rather have the air unit down here. I think, to be honest, I'd be quite keen on having the air unit down there until you were in control of France, and then maybe send it up there. But I don't know. Maybe that's the way most people would play it. I don't know. Of course, the other big bonus is, that air unit gives a +1, but I want to say if you've got control something in Sea Zone 7 in Brest there, I want to say that's a +2 for you, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just glance. Strategic movement, DRM. An Axis port in Sea Zone 1, 2, 7 or 9. +2. So that's really the more feasible one, because there's 1, there's 9, and there's 2. They're all around the UK, so you need to be doing stuff in the UK. Whereas this one, you're planning on taking France anyway, so get something across there, get control of that port, and you get +2 every turn for your strategic. Anyway, right, moving on. So we've got this, the first Panzer unit. We've got these 4 infantry units. These are just air units. Yeah, nothing stacked with them. We do have these 2 garrison units. Now, I think my plan was to move the first Panzer into here and like try and have a bash at this. The thing is that this has only got 1 retreat hex into here, and if we do knock it out of there, it's then not got any retreat after that. So let's activate first Panzer then for 2 points, and that's taking us down to 19. And that is a transport into there, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and this is controlled now. Brussels is controlled. So, well, starting off with 10 points, I'm going to use 4 of them to make that move that I just counted out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 6 left. That is into a city. No intervening the hex sites to worry about. However, it is in a city, so it's going to be 3 points. Yeah, we're going to get two bashes at that. That's pretty good. And now they've not got air support. We do. Admittedly, our sorties are way down, but we do. And this is a Panzer attack as well. So I think the fact it's in a city, we're going to commit. We're going to commit here. So we'll go for this one that's in Dusseldorf, the second Luftwaffe. Give him a sortie. Remember, the French can't. We can't have an air combat this time because they've got 6 sorties, so they can't be involved. The British can't be involved because it's French that we're attacking. So yeah, this is a mobile unit, which doesn't matter to us attacking it. It doesn't have any benefits to that. It just means when it activates, it gets 10 movement instead of the 8 for the infantry. It's not a tank unit or anything like that. So it's in a city. We've spent the movement points. We just need to work out the numbers now. And the numbers for the Germans are pretty good. So +2 German, +2 tanks, +2 air support, -1 for the city. As a 5. The French get +1 for being French. So that is that. So a big number would be nice here. Not missing any, are we? No, it's not crossing across. He's not isolated. He's. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. Yeah, he's not isolated anyway. He does only have 1 hex he can retreat to, but that doesn't mean nothing. Right, so let's roll. Yeah, just go over that again. Just feeling some doubts there. +1 for French, +2 for German, +2 for tanks, +2 for air, -1 for the city. Yeah, okay. Here we go. So a +5 to +1. And well, not brilliant for the Germans, but good for the Germans. They've got more than what he's got, and obviously they start with 4 more than him. So 9 might be more than a DR. 9 to R4. 9 to R4. No, it is still just a DR. Yeah. So DR result. Well, we're retreating on. The only thing is, I'm not sure. Are we getting a? Yeah, you should be getting another attack. because you've got 3 points left. So you can see he's in here. Let me zoom in there a little bit. You can see he's in here. He's nowhere to go. Remember, they can't stack. He can't go into Antwerp. See, I'm a little unsure that he could go in. I mean, I feel like he could because Belgium became, but then Belgium's now been taken over, isn't it? This isn't an enemy. It's not been controlled by the Germans yet, though. So I don't think it's an enemy city. The point here is, though, that if this was a friendly city, this is in his enemy zone of control, but he's allowed to move into a friendly city if it's in enemy zone of control. However, he also has to move 1 hex further away from the unit that attacked him, if it can. So that means that's not valid and that is valid. So he retreats into there. No, I don't think there's not an issue. So the Panzers are going to advance, aren't they? I think it seems like the best thing to do. Yeah, because we've not really got any other infantry units that could come on that are close by. We've only got these 4 here and these 2 at the back. So we're going to move in, and we're going to advance after combat into Lille. Now Lille's a factory, which means that the French are going to lose a factory. So their factory count there was 8, and now it's been knocked down to 7. None of the other ones. Oh, we've only took one other city, I think, which was Sedan. That's not a factory. I think I would have noticed that. Yeah. So that's not their factory count. It doesn't alter their production at the moment, but come the next economy phase it will. Okay, so, and the Panzers advance. Right, so now Panzers have got 3 more movement points. I think this is the best one to go for because he is now... Now I'm going to need to know if he can retreat in there though. That's in a clear hex, that's in a clear hex. So they would only cost 2 to attack into it. Every one of the hexes would cost 3 to attack into it. I'm not sure if this is a viable retreat hex for him or not. And for that matter, if he's considered isolated at the moment. So yeah, I still believe that's a friendly city, isn't it? Okay, I was forgetting here that if he did have to retreat, and assuming this is classed as a friendly city, which I think for purposes here I'm going to say it is, and then he still couldn't retreat in it if the first Panzer attacked him because he's not leaving a 1 hex gap between them. It's not a retreat. You know, he needs to move 1 hex away. I think I've got to just conclude, and maybe I'll just leave this in the video here, that Antwerp and Rotterdam, for that matter, are friendly cities to the French because Belgium and the Netherlands were allied with the French. They've now been conquered. However, these cities have not been taken control of by the Germans. And it does state that it does cost 2 movement points to move into that. That to the Germans is still an enemy city, as well as Antwerp. So if it's an enemy city to the Germans, then it's a friendly city to the French. Can somebody just maybe nod their head to that one here so that I know I'm on the right track? Please. Thank you. Okay, so the Panzer's going to have one more go at this guy then. Now, The thing that does matter here is, oh no, he's got units adjacent to him anyway. I was going to say, because the isolated part, he's not isolated. He's got friendly units adjacent, and with what he says, he's got a friendly city adjacent as well. But if that wasn't classed as a friendly city right now, he's still got friendly units adjacent. So we're going to spend the 2 movement points to attack. It's into a clear hex. And I think we're going to probably chuck the more air in here. So, oops. Yeah, we're not going to have much left, are we? I don't know if this is overdoing it or not. So I'm going to take another sortie on this guy, taking him down to 5. Or up to 5. Or... Right. And then this time we are going to have the full +6 to the attack. 2 for German, 2 for Panzers. Or tanks, should I say. 2 for air power. That's just a clear hex we're attacking in 2. And the French are just going to have a measly little +1. They've nothing else to chuck in for support. They use their tanks earlier, so maybe that might have been hasty. Possibly. Okay, so here we go. Oh, that's curtains, surely. Yeah, I don't think that can be good for the French. So that's maxing out. 6 + 6 is 12. 1 + a 1 is a 2. I don't think it's helping them. Yeah, it's DE. It's defender eliminated. So great finish for the Germans there. That's the wrong. I'm just going back across here. So yeah. No messing about, just wiped out. So the France 1st Mobile Infantry are eliminated. Now they go in the eliminated Western faction card box. The French lose 1 will point for that because it was a field unit. So down to 17. And do the Panzers want to advance after combat? That's the last thing to decide, I suppose. I think maybe not, actually. I think they probably want to sit there and then next turn have a go at this guy, push, and if it pushes him back, get into this hex and threaten this guy. So I think they're just going to sit tight. Well, hold on. We'll get back to these other infantry units, Grant. Let's see. The first move is going to have to be a 2, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could still bring one of these along for an attack. I don't know. No, I could advance the Panzer unit out of the way and let us give us space for that guy. What do I think here? No, I don't think I will do that, actually. I think I'll leave the space in here for these guys to come down next turn. So I think I'm going to end the Panzer's activation there. So yeah, can't move the stuff across the east anyway. So you do have these 2 garrisons. We've got these 4 infantry units. I'm not so sure that I want to. Well, I could nudge them along a little bit. Right. Well, what about production points? We want to keep 5. I think you always want to try and keep 5. Right. Well, hold on here. We need 9 for our aircraft. Yeah, let's work that one out first. Bring that back across a bit. So they've got 19. So 9 for the aircraft. They've got 3 eliminated units. They're going to just come into the mobilisation box. So yeah, we're not going to be able to do anything with them. These are garrison units. You do have your convoy. I'm not so concerned about that having a sortie, really. That's not such a big deal, I don't think. That costs, that costs 3 to bring that off as well. If I've got it spare, I'll do it, but... So 369, well, that would be 12. And what have I got? 19. So I've got 7 left. So I've got 2 spare. Well, I was thinking more of bringing these guys round to take... Well, can they do that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, yeah. No, that's an extra 1 to cross that river. Damn. Well, that side coming in from that side is not crossing the river. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But that leaves that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, yeah, I could move both of them in to take Rotterdam and Antwerp. And I want to say, I think I want the guys along there. I think as France go, well, thing is, again, that's going to be the end of the scenario for us, isn't it? But it protects the ports as well. I mean, if the British, once they do get their surprise attack marker, they could come in amphibious assault. So let's do that. Let's activate the 7th garrison. That means we're not going to be moving any of them infantry. That's well, unless you want to move one of them and not worry about the convoy, I suppose. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it's 2 into Antwerp. And activate the 6th garrison. And do something similar. Throwing counters about here. So move in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2 into Rotterdam. Oh no, it's crossing the river as well. I missed that. I don't think we could have done it that way. It could be 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, we can't. Okay, let's not worry about Rotterdam then. And take that point back at the moment. I'm still sitting at 18. That is annoying though, because that means that the 6th infantry has to spend 2 points to come through there. Well, not necessarily. Why don't you move the garrison up there, and then first activation you do is move the garrison in to take Rotterdam, and then it makes it easier. I'm not so sure if it's a big deal or not. So we're not getting control, but we will go back and spend the point to move this garrison 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 into there. It's all getting a bit tight. I mean, remember, the French are going to get to respond here. Their air's knocked out though. And to be honest, we've left a couple of retreat paths in there, which I think is clever. I think it's maybe not clever, but I think it's wise to do that, isn't it? It might have been more lucky than good that I've done that. Because I was talking about maybe occupying them, But you can see, I mean, there's no... French units can't get at them. But the French unit could make an attack on that 4th infantry, for example. And let's just say we had a unit there and a unit there, and there's a unit there and a unit there. And let's just say that they did get a good die roll. I got a retreat result. Well, I can't retreat anywhere. It takes a step loss. Or worse still, it gets a DED result. Disrupted, and it's eliminated. Could happen, yeah. Yeah, it's a clear hex. They get a +1, we get a +2, but let's just say they roll a 6, we roll a 1. That's a 7 to 3 from the attackers. It's just a DR. Or a DD. DD, yeah, it's a DD would just be outside the range, wouldn't it? Yeah, unless it had the tanks marker by it, maybe, or something. Anyway. Right. Well, I'll leave it at that then. I think so. Yeah, I mean, I've got 17. What did I say? I need 9 or possibly 12. I mean, I could mess about these a little bit. I could certainly move that one into there. Um, 17. What did I say? 9, 12, 7. Yeah, I need 17 if I'm going to do the convoy. But I don't think it's important to worry about that convoy now. So maybe not bother about that. So I'm going to spend 1 point and move that guy up 1. I'm going to spend 1 point and move that guy up 1. That's down to 15. So I could spend 1 more, yeah. I'm going to spend 1 more and move that guy up 1. I'm going to leave that guy there. Okay, that's us down to 15. Was it? Or did I miscount there? Thought it was taking me down to 14 actually. As long as I've got 14. I think that might be me down to 14. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was, because I was on 17. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I moved 3 of them. Yeah, so I'm on 14. Oh, I'm moving the wrong thing. Ugh. That's the French. Okay, I'm counting the wrong thing. Hold on. I'm on 15. I was on 15 for the Germans, and what was I originally going to keep? 12, 17. Yeah, I'm down to 14. I moved the wrong one. What are the French on then? French should be on 16. Yeah, I moved the wrong counter. Okay, that's fine. So the Germans are on 14. The French production's still on 16. I moved the French for some reason. Okay, that's it. I'm only at 29 minutes. I was going to sort of say that'll do as a part, but it's not enough long. Right, that's the Germans done, and there's no problems in supply. This guy can trace, they can trace into a friendly city, remember? So it can trace through there onto this transport line, and the fact this transport line goes down into this hex, again, as long as there's a friendly unit in there, that's fine, and can trace it in Frankfurt. However, you could go further up and not through there. Through here, through Aachen, to go up that way, or even up through... Actually, no, you can't go through Rotterdam, Grant, because you weren't able to take that. It doesn't matter. It can come through here and up there. And Dusseldorf. That's a German city anyway. So, okay, so everything's in supply. So I'm going to knock the counters back round. There's all the counters adjusted. I'm getting another coughing fit. Oh, this must be later on at night. I'm probably going to have to stop. One thing I forgot there was the supply trace for the Norway unit. Having to come across the water. Again, like I said, I don't think they can intervene 1, 2 sea zones, so they can't get into sea zone 12. So, us traces. I'm going to have to call this. This isn't working again. So, I've traced the supply for that. That's only 31 minutes. I'll hopefully just pause this and remember that I've got on the camera this time. Yeah, and I'll be back tomorrow to do the Western Factions operations phase. Hopefully, once this all have calmed down. I say it seems to be alright during the day. It's just as the night time comes along. So it's operations phase, but I'll be the Western Faction. So, okay, I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow sometime. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, this is a continuation part 14. I remember that just as I hit record. I still have the first half on the camera from last night. So I won't do what I'd done previously. I think it was part 12 where I forgot all about that. So yeah, we had just finished the Axis Factions operations. However, I'm quite glad that I did stop there because I might have forgot, because now we have to trigger the West Invaded conditional event. However, just before I do, I had 2 or 3 comments. I'm not sure, I think I mentioned the one yesterday where the designer Sal had said I'd asked the question about the fact we've got Norway conquered. Could something get transported into Bergen? The fact that it's still under the control of Norway. That's still a Norwegian city. It's not being taken over by the Germans yet, even though their country's collapsed, the country's conquered. These cities are still, could a naval unit transport a unit across there? And they answered with that, yes. Which makes sense. Now, my take is that if I go and take control of that city, then if they wanted to do that, then they would have to amphibiously assault it. So, and this is, I've noticed a little talk about the possibility of the British doing this and tying up the Germans up there. But, if they take, they've only got the BF, so it's got to be that unit that goes up there. So if it goes up there, then it's not down here helping out with France. It is only just one unit, you could say, but then how's it going to fare up there as well? I don't know. So these are the things that you can sort of try out and gambles that you could take from the Western Faction. There's also there's also a French fleet and convoy down here in Marseille that, although that the British units that down here are just, this is still part of France, but the British units that are down here in North Africa and Egypt and the likes, they're not allowed to move until the Mediterranean sequence. I noticed they were right at the back of the rulebook, by the way, a little copy of them, just for, obviously this is my rulebook, so it's not been errated, but Mediterranean crisis. Or hang on, is it the West Invaded one that allows us to now move the units? No, I don't remember reading that. So what is it? What is it that releases the units from the down in North Africa then? I thought it was maybe that Mediterranean crisis. Yeah, that's when units get brought out from the conditional box into Egypt and the likes. But that triggers and if an Axis unit moves into a France or UK overseas area. Right, now I'm confused to when. Was it to do with no, it can't be to do with the Nazis, so it packed surely. I know these units down here weren't allowed to move, were they? Because that's why I put them out of the way and I wasn't bothered about them, and I thought, well, we're probably not going to make any use of them. I thought it was that Mediterranean crisis, but... Right, let me see if I can find this. Yeah, it's the home defence, isn't it? So, UK conditional, it says, until the Mediterranean crisis or West invaded conditional event occurs, a UK unit in a UK overseas area cannot move. So, well, they will be able to move now. The thing is, you've got Malta, you've got a garrison unit in Gibraltar, and you've got a garrison unit in Malta. The only other unit you've really got is the WDF, the Western Defence, the Western Desert Force. So, I mean, I suppose you could bring them round. Knowing that they're not going to get used for anything else, because the scenario, I suppose I technically should bring them round, shouldn't I? Okay, another thing I just clicked on there was one of the France conditionals to the home defence is, until the West invaded conditional event occurs, a French unit occupying a fort cannot move. Not that we've done that, but whether I maybe suggested that they could move. Well, they're just about to be able to, because this is the West invaded conditional event is just about what we're going to trigger. Just we're going to get through these 2 or 3 comments. Okay, right, well that was good to picked up on, because I might well move that Western Desert Force then. Right, so that was the thing about going into Bergen. Like, so, I mean, we could go into there. In fact, I could bring the Western Desert Force away around to go in there. But I don't really see the need in me doing that. However, it does mean I need to keep that Norway unit up there, really. Because if they do come in there, then they just stroll into Oslo and take it back. And we then don't have Norway on our side, conquered. So maybe that unit does need to stay there to prevent that threat. Okay. 2 or 3 other little comments. Martin had mentioned I mentioned Martin as in just Martin, as because he's followed a lot of my videos previously, and he's a big John Butterfield fan, as I am as well, and followed along with a lot of their playthroughs, and he's well keyed up on the rules for their games. He does have this game as well. He did mention that, something he's not had to the table for a while. But anyway, just to let you know who I'm speaking about. But this was in part 8 of the 30 minute. He has that timestamp 39 minute 20 second mark. There's no zone of control across water hex sides. Yep, I know that, but obviously didn't put it into practice. So you should have been able to move directly to 2322. Well, this was an interesting one. I still didn't notice that when I seen me make the move, but he's talking about the move from Kiel here to from here to here, because the Danish unit was in here, And I said I couldn't move from there to there because that had zone of control. And maybe you can see that it's a water hexade. That's what Martin's mentioning. But I also chose to not... I mean, okay, I didn't notice that. And thanks for letting me know about that, reminding me of that. I also, for some reason, decided that I couldn't move from here to here and here. And I actually moved into here, into there, and into there. So I don't know why I thought I had to avoid moving into Hamburg, because there was no issues there. The Danish unit was there, so why I thought I had to move back like that and around, I don't know. And that brings up one of their comments. Stuart comments that this is a canal, not a strait, and you'll notice the movement cost to go over a canal is just a +1, whereas a straight's a +2. So he actually said that I could have reached Aalborg in that first turn, which makes me feel a little better, although I suppose I didn't do it because I didn't realise, but yeah, I should have been able to move straight into Aalborg in the first turn, but it's only a +1 to cross that, not a +2. So thanks for that as well, Stuart. And then there was one other one from Stuart, wasn't there? Which is yeah, he's got a smart comment. Who is we? From my latest part 10. I'm assuming it's maybe me talking about the Axis and saying we, as in they're my team, they're on my side. I don't know. I don't know why I do that. I guess it's just because they're the ones that are doing things. You know, you feel like you're controlling the side that are actually doing something. I mean, when I say we, I should be talking about over here. This is where I'm from, one particular up there, and that little hex there. That's what was it? 2008. That's where I'm about. I thought it was wrong. I thought that was saying that was Edinburgh at first, but I mean, I thought they've got that wrong. But that's not. The name's Edinburgh. That's where it's referring to. But I'm across the water now. I was from Edinburgh. I moved across the water. So yeah, that should be my we, this side. But yeah, like I'd say, it's because they're the ones that are doing stuff. So what was the other comment that he's just made that comment, so that's what's throwing me. Yeah, and he makes a good, I left this one to last, because he talks about C10.3.2 for moving through into friendly country. Where did that... Oh, stupid crap. I'm saying, where's my tablet? And I'm actually reading my tablet. Oh, okay, so it's just I've got the rule up here. So 10.3.2, and I'll bring it up and can have a look at it. And it's this rule here regarding cooperation limits. This is the one I was talking about. I don't think like the Hungarian units can move into Germany. Pretty sure that's the bit I would have been talking about, these reference. Again, there wasn't a timestamp as such, but... So, 10.3.2 cooperation limits. A Soviet counter cannot attack, move, retreat, trace a path, nor be placed in France or the UK, including its oversized areas. You can see in blue there, that's been errata. That's... hang on. Right, sorry, let's try that again. So, 10.3.2 cooperation limits. Soviet counter cannot attack, move, retreat, trace path, nor be placed in France or the UK, including its overseas areas. It is allowed in other Western countries. So, any countries that became friendly to France or UK, any other Western countries they could move through. And then it's similar to the Western country. A Western counter cannot attack, move, retreat, trace path, nor be placed into the USSR, including occupied USSR. It is allowed in other Soviet countries. So if the Soviets have any other countries, they can move through. But the one that's more important is the next one. Any country's counter cannot attack, move, retreat, trace a path, nor be placed into a different active friendly country. So, however, the exceptions are, you can trace a supply line through any friendly country, right? So that's fine, that's good to know. And this one, I forgot about this. I remember seeing this before, and this is a way of maybe being able to involve the Hungarians that are on the Axis side, because a unit using strategic movement can move through but not end its movement in a different active friendly country. So we'll go and look at that in a sec. Another one is, other big thing obviously is this policy does not apply to the French, the Germans, the UK, USA or the USSR counters. Their counters can be in any friendly country. So Germany can move into Hungary, Hungary can't move into Germany. However, they could strategically move through Germany and end up in Belgium, shall we say, that's just been taken control of. Is that right? Any country's counter cannot attack, move, retreat into a different active friendly country. I think that means that's okay, because the Netherlands activated but weren't friendly, but now they've been conquered. Any country's counter cannot attack, move, retreat, trace the path, nor be placed into a different active friendly country. I don't know. I don't know if now are the Netherlands and Belgium. I mean, I know France is not an active friendly country right now, but the fact that we've taken over the Netherlands and Belgium, does that mean that Hungarian units couldn't move strategically through into them? I don't know. I want to say I think that's okay for them to do, because I don't think the Netherlands and Belgium are an active. No, they're not an active friendly country, are they? I think that's okay. Certainly they can move into France anyway, because there's French units there and the Germans are obviously attacking them. So if I can find a hex to land in France, I could strategically move one of the Hungarian units, I think. Okay, and then the last one there is a unit using naval movement through a canal can move through but not end its movement in a different active friendly country. And that one there in blue is a zone of control extends into any friendly country. Okay, yeah, so you can still extend your zone of control in there. Okay, but that was good. Thanks for linking me to that rule, Stuart. That was the one I was looking for anyway. Okay, so now we need to deal with this. And also, with this in mind, it does enable these units in North Africa and that to move now, once we've been through this procedure. So I think I will. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to do. And I know it's kind of backtracking a little bit. The last political success that the Western faction had, I decided I'll just chuck it in Spain. And I can't move it down there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to put it in Spain. I'm going to put it in Ireland. I'm going to put it in Dublin. Because why not? They could join and then they could come across into France and help out. I mean, they'll have maybe a couple of units. Ireland. I'm just having a look here. Yeah, they've got maybe just the one. Yeah, they've just got one. It's a full strength unit though. It's not a garrison or anything. Then again, do they have... No, I don't think they would have some kind of home defence where they had to stay at home, would they? Or maybe they would. No, I think that's just for the main factions, isn't it? Like the UK, France and the German and the likes. I'll have a little look in it. And anyway, Spain's not going to be doing it anyway, so let's put that in there. And I know that's kind of backtracking a bit, but yeah, it's fine. So once we've dealt with this, like I say, also the other units round in Egypt and North Africa can move. Right, so we're triggering this event. And yeah, this is what's going to happen. So we take one French air unit from its faction cards conditional box and mobilise that. So let me see here. Right, it only has a one actually. I'm making a mess here. So there's the air unit, second air. And remember, it does come in with 4 sorties on it. So we're going to mobilise that. Right, so mobilising does mean it needs to go in a city, doesn't it? So, well, the Germans I've kind of pushed through now, so there's the 3 air units back there. So if I put in Vichy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I mean, they're all in range, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They'd all be in range of that. Just wondering, is there anything else? I mean, you'd need to go in Nantes or even Leon, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leon's in range of A2 as well. But the further I move away, the less chance I've got of supporting the French units here as well. So, not sure. I mean, if I had it there, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I'm at a range. I'm at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and in fact, I've not really got a good place to put it. Dijon would be... No, I can't even get the support up there. Well, Calais would work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Well, let's put in Calais then. With 4 sorties. The good thing, I suppose, is if we do want to do anything with the French, if we do want to do any aggression with the French, it does have a couple of sorties that could help with. I don't really know what... I mean, I'm starting to wonder now, would I maybe make a move with the forts? No, I think if in the forts, there's 2 cities within the forts. No, it says that one of them and that one of them. I think is this Strasbourg, yeah. And this is Metz, is it? Metz, yeah. That's one of the factories as well. So they're the 2 cities, so I'll be reluctant to remove the units from them, but I might backtrack with these 2 units. Just back off. So right, well we'll put the air unit there. Yeah. Again. Strategies, no, I don't know. Just want to make sure I'm doing things right, that's all. Right, so Commonwealth Trade, take the Commonwealth Trade marker from its faction card's conditional button, put it 6 turns later on the turn track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I suppose it is. What is it, Commonwealth Trade? It's there. So there's that one there. So that goes 6 turns ahead. I'll just stretch up and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that comes back in October of 1940. And then we've got the Lend Lease to UK. I'm not going to put these up. I know it said you should do it while you're training, so you get the gist of how it works. Because East Invaded event has not occurred yet, so they're going to go 12 turns ahead. And that's when there's 2 of them, isn't there? Lend Lease to UK. There's the markers. So they both go on a year from now. So they both go in April 1941 box. I'm not going... Well, you know what? Yes, I am going to do it. There you go. It's not that hard to do, Grant. So I put them 12 turns ahead in April. Yeah, April 1941. And then the policy evaluation marker... If appeasement of Nazi-Soviet pact policy is in effect, well, Nazi-Soviet pact is, then it goes 13 turns ahead. Right, where's that? It's not in there. That must be a different type of marker then. That maybe it doesn't go up in the faction card thing. What's it called? Policy evaluation. Yeah, I think it's down in here. So there. Yes. There it is. So it goes 13 turns ahead, so it'll go 1 month after the Lend Lease, and in May 1941. So none of them are going to apply anyway, so. But it says Germany has 1 year to feel secure, because that policy evaluation, you roll dice to see that if the Nazi Soviet pact policy ends, and every month I think you re-roll it and that, and probably whether it gets easier to roll on. I don't know if there's modifiers or what. I'm not sure. And then strategic warfare. So we take the UK factory loss marker from its facts and cards conditional box. And there it is there. And we put that on the count tracks 1 box, the on-map factory count tracks 1 box. And then also if the German factory loss marker is not on yet, then we'd take that and we do the same with that, okay? So the UK Western production, no, factories. Well, I'm looking for factories. They're all up here, aren't they? And there's the factory lost marker. So it always has a minimum of 1. Can't go to 0. The German one's going to go in there as well. We put the German one underneath. So it's more likely the British one will move than the German one. Although, yeah, because we've got the submarines, haven't we? Yeah. So yeah, they both start at 1, which means now that the Germans count 14 factories, but they've got a -1 for a factory lost. And this factory lost can get higher and higher. Can never go below 1, but it can always go up. Okay, and that's it. That's that policy over. And yeah, I probably am going to have to move things about and try and move this Western Defence Force, I think. Why not? Okay. So what am I at? I'm at 24 minutes. I've got 30 minutes already there. So I think I might just stop the video there and then just restart, because I know once I start getting into this, I'm going to have to move some things about to get access to them. And I'm also contemplating, oh well, no, I can't do that now. That's a pity, because I might have moved these Hungarian units now knowing what I know. Oh no, it's a strategic move, isn't it? Yeah, well, I can maybe do it next turn. It's only a strategic move. I'm only going to be able to move 1 of them, so probably take this full strength unit, strategically move it into France somewhere, as long as it doesn't end adjacent to a zone of control. And then, yeah, it's an extra fighting force. I think that's okay to do that. I'm not so sure about moving it in the Netherlands or Belgium. I kind of feel yes, but because what is the real difference there? But just because they've been conquered, I don't know. Okay, right, I will stop the video there, and I'm just going to stop it and then restart up again anyway. And I'm going to clear some space here so that I can get at Alexandria or down in Egypt here. Okay, so I'll be back with the next part very shortly. Cheers.